A Snowman Named Just Bob, written by Kimball, Moulton, illustrated by Karen Hillard Crouch. It was late that one Thanksgiving when Bob first came to me, a joyful day of food and fun with friends and family. We'd feasted well, as I recall, on Mother's fine cooked fare, then settled down to rest a while and nap without a care. No one knew what was to be, as daylight grew quite dim, that soon our lives would change so much, simply because of him. The weatherman reported that no snow was due that night, but as we slept, the clouds rolled in, obscuring all the light. And though that weatherman had tried, he never could have said just what was forming in the sky directly overhead. The moon grew bright, then disappeared, then broke into a laugh. The stars began to dance a jig. The clouds just split in half. In retrospect, I do believe that magic came that night. No ordinary storm, you see, could stir up such a sight. The sky began to whip around, then settled on its way. The wind skipped lightly through the trees, inviting me to play. And late that eve, there fell the first exquisite tiny flake, followed by another, and still others in their wake. And this is when, I dare say, that Bob first came to be, as peace fell lightly like a robe over every hill and tree. He fell upon my windowsill, he landed in my hair, he frosted all my neighbors' homes and blew throughout the air. Just when it seemed the storm might pass, or at least be quite mild, the moon came out and gave a wink, and then stood back and smiled. 'Twas like he knew the answer to a real-life mystery, a delightful understanding that will soon be clear to me. The snow took on an eerie cast, first pink, then blue, then gold. Then anxious little whirlwinds leaped around my feet, so bold. Suddenly, I heard Bob whisper. His voice was soft and kind. He asked if I'd help him then, if I was so inclined, to gather up those many flakes and roll them in a ball, till he could be and be with me in shape and form and all. But Bob, I cried, I just don't know where you are in all of this. 'Cause all of you is everywhere throughout this snowiness. You're scattered over everything. How do you recommend that I gather all your goodness up and make a perfect friend? 'Twas then Bob shared a secret, and I knew just what to do. for he whispered these few words to me that I now share with you. Friendship is a simple thing. The clue is just the start. As long as it is built on trust and love from in your heart. I ran into my mother's house to wake those sleepy folk. I bid them come and help me to roll and pat and poke and build that grand old snowman and do a right good job to bring to life my special friend, my snowman named just Bob. We laughed and sang and ran about as Bob began to be. We gathered up what we would need. Everything was free. Some coal for eyes, a carrot nose, some sticks, a scarf, a hat, a smile so wide it warmed your heart, a coat, and that was that. Perhaps you may think so far that magic ruled that day, but so far will seem like nothing compared to what was on its way. For this is when our new friend Bob decided to awake. He opened up his twinkly eyes. His belly it did shake. His voice, I do remember, was something of a dream. His countenance so pleasing, unearthly it did seem. And though you might be doubtful, a talking friend made out of snow, this is what we heard from Bob. He wanted us to know. You've given me my eyes so I might see and blink, a mouth, a hat, a carrot nose, so I might speak and think. The scarf indeed is cozy, it's sure to keep me warm, and thank you all for giving me such a shapely form. I hope it snows aplenty, so I might stay and share in all your loving friendship, your thoughtful, tender care. But when it warms, or if in spring you miss that I'm not near, put a sign in your front yard that reads just, Bob was here. Well, that was it. 'Twas all Bob said that dreamy, starry night. He said his piece, he closed his eyes, yet everything seemed right. We all joined in celebration, for his message was quite clear, that just like all good faithful friends, Bob is always near. Bob was here,